I'm going to try something a little different here. I'm going to make, I guess you could call it a starter. I'm going to take, I guess this is probably maybe a cup and a half of flour, bread flour. I'm going to actually put a cup of water in it. And I'm going to use yeast, but about, I would say, an eighth of a teaspoon. I mean, not very much at all. And then I'll probably put a teaspoon of sugar in it. I'm going to mix it all by hand. And let me get started on that, and then I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, this is what it looks like. Very sticky. But not too much in here. I would imagine it'll probably double. I'm going to stick it in the microwave, and it's almost 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I was going to let it wait for 12 hours, but before I mix more flour into it. But what I might do is check it out tonight, this evening, maybe 10 o'clock, and see what it looks like, and maybe put it in the refrigerator to keep it for the next day. I just don't want to be baking bread midnight tonight. So what I'd like to do is let it set for at least 12 hours, then maybe the refrigerator, but we'll see what I can do. So, okay, so this is what it looked like after it's set for about 24 hours. And I put the remaining yeast on the top there, and then I'm going to take another cup of warm water and put it over the top. And then I'm going to take the remaining bread flour that I had. So I'd say this is probably about maybe close to 2.5 cups remaining. So in total I probably had about 3.5 cups of flour. Start off with 1 cup to make this. And so I'm going to put the rest in, mix it up, and then I'll come back. I also added a tablespoon of salt to the 2.5-3 cups of flour. And so I'll start mixing. That's what it looks like after I cleaned the bowl up and mixed it all up. Put a little olive oil on the top. So I'm going to cover it with wrap, put it probably in the microwave for a couple hours. I won't turn the microwave on, just a hiding place for it. And then I'm going to use it. So there was enough dough to make 2 of these cookie sheets. So I split it in half and put oil on the cookie sheet, and then I spread out the dough. I'm going to let it sit like this for a few minutes while I prepare what I'm going to put on them, and then I'll be back to tell you that. The ingredients, that would be this actually oil, and then salt, garlic, pepper. Well, it was garlic powder with the pepper, onion powder, garlic, and so this is what it looks like. And the one I'm going to have with pepperoni has a little bit of hot oil on it, so I put a piece of pepperoni on it. So when I pull them out, I know which one I want to put the pepperoni on the hot one. So I'm going to wait for the oven to get to 450 degrees, and then I'll keep an eye on it, probably 10 minutes or so, and then I'll see if I can take them out. There's one trick I'm going to use, and that is in the oven I have a pan, and I'm going to put a half cup of water in that to just put some steam into the oven to help the dough rise a little bit more, since it's pretty flat, thin. But we'll see how that turns out. I'll put them in and then be on to the next step. Well, I did use this before I put anything on the dough, just to put some holes in the dough to absorb some of the liquid and oil and all. So, okay, on to the next step. After 10 minutes, they're out of the oven. And I'm going to now put mozzarella cheese on them. And this one, with the piece of pepperoni, also stick pepperoni. It's got the hot oil. So let me get loaded up with cheese and pepperoni. I'm going to splash a little olive oil on both of them over the top. And then I'll put them back in at the 425, 450. I think it got up to 450, but every time I open the oven, temperature drops 100 degrees. So I tried cooking them at 450. Now I'm going to have to slide them off this board and onto the rack. So wish me luck. I got them both on. And so they're gonna stay at this temperature. I think it's about 400 right now. Hopefully it'll get up to about 450. And once the cheese melts, I'm gonna call them done. I'll take a look at the bottom of them real quick, but I'll probably be able to see it without taking them off. So we'll check back here in just a minute or two. Actually, 9 minutes. They are. The one on the top, of course, cooked the top more than the bottom. And the one on the bottom cooked the bottom more than the top. So, I mean, 10 minutes more once I put the cheese on is all I did. But if you can, I would choose a cookie sheet where you could put them side by side if you're cooking two. Otherwise you cook one at a time. Or otherwise, you know, flip them. When you put them on, wait 5 minutes and then switch them top to bottom. But anyways, it turned out good. They look good. I know they'll taste good. That's it.